The Absa Cape Epic, the world's most physically grueling and mentally demanding mountain bike stage race, takes riders through rugged terrain, up rocky climbs and down thrilling technical descents. Attracting the world's best professionals and amateurs, finishing the Absa Cape Epic is one of the most coveted achievements in mountain biking. With 100 kilometers and 2,850 meters of climbing, Stage 5 was this year's Queen Stage. After the first challenge on the Nieuweberg Pass, there was more climbing into the upper reaches of the famous A to Z trails, and on the Ganto Pass, which is a World Heritage Site. The brutal King's Climb, the Land Rover Technical Terrain and the Helderberg Trails finished off this tough stage. On the start line in Oak Valley, the wearers of the yellow jerseys, Cannondale Factory Racing's Manuel Fumic and Henri Cavancini, and their closest rivals, Team Scott SRAM MTB's Nino Schurter and Lars Foster, who are 1 minute and 13 seconds behind the leaders. A truly challenging day awaited them as they rolled out of Oak Valley. The Queen Stage, a demanding day for the entire field. In the women's race, Anneke Langwell and Anna van der Breggen had been in the orange leaders' jerseys since the prologue. The Investec Songo Specialized team were in full control of the race, with the lead of more than 25 minutes over second place Summit Finn of Candice Dill and Adelaide Morath. Schurter and Foster led the field on the first significant climb after 7 kilometers. They were followed by the cross spur team of Sergio Gutierrez and Andres Chink. Fumic was off the pace behind the leaders and washed out down a sharp right-hander. He was back up and riding quickly, but looked on the limit as he tried to chase back along with Page Eurosteel and the Bulls Heroes teams. At the front, Scott SRAM MTB and Cross Spur led together with a lone Andre Frischnecht, and the DSV Scott rider came to the rescue of his teammates as he sacrificed a wheel. Shortly after, Cross took the Dimension Data hotspot, with Bass and Bierkus in second 30 seconds back, and Schurter and Foster 50 seconds behind the leaders. On the descent, the South African Page Eurosteel team moved to the front. Schurter and Foster also flew past the Cross team, pushing a relentless pace. The A to Z trails of Grabo and Philip Bass set a wicked pace through these flowing single tracks, helping to open up a gap of almost a minute ahead of Fumic and Avancini in the yellow leaders' jerseys. Fumic clearly struggling with the pace. Approaching the Ganto Pass, Page and Scott were still together, Bass and Bierkus having a storming day, clearly helping their old stablemate Schurter with what could be a race-winning move. Flying through Vergelegen, Scott and Page almost 3.5 minutes ahead of the Cannondale team, and Fumic still battling to keep up with his partner Avancini. On the day's big climb, the King's Climb, Lars Foster was powering up the steep dual track, keeping a steady pace. Bierkus was struggling to hang on to the back of the group, and the two teams entered the Land Rover Technical Terrain together. They clearly enjoyed the berm raining blast down the exciting Helderberg Trails single tracks, but Bass had a fall, and Schurter and Foster pulled away, with Schurter adding some style with a couple of big tail whips along the way. Shortly after, Lars Foster also had a crash, but was up quickly, and Scott and Page were back working together at the front of the race. After a magnificent effort, the South African Page Eurosteel with Phil Bass and Matthijs Bierkus crossed the finish line in 4 hours 19 minutes and 29 seconds, only a second ahead of Schurter and Foster for their first stage win since 2015. Drexler Samako with Ferrara and Poro claimed third, and Fumic and Avancini in fourth place, almost 6.5 minutes behind the stage winners. Bass and Bierkus celebrated their first stage win of this year's Absa Cape Epic. Nino Schurter and Lars Foster back in the yellow jerseys, more than 5 minutes ahead of Fumic and Avancini. In the women's race, the Investec Songo Specialized pair of Langwell and van der Breggen and Summit Finn's Lil and Morath were together for the first half of the day. But under van der Breggen punctured and the pair had to stop to change a wheel in the tech zone. Mariska Strauss and Jenny Steenenhaag, a Silverback Fairtree, had a good day and were riding in third, before a heavy fall by Strauss in the G-Spot trail saw them lose some time. South African Lil and German Morath were smooth and efficient on a brutally hard day and crossed the line to take their first win of the week in 5 hours and 20 minutes, 4 minutes ahead of Langwell and van der Breggen, Strauss and Steenenhaag coming home in third. Still defending the orange leaders jersey, Langwell and van der Breggen.